It's Psychic Tuesday, and I'm your host, Sweet Bee. And we are going to talk astrology, and we are definitely going to do some readings today. And where do I begin with the astrology? Well, I'm going to start with Venus. Now, that she goddess, Venus, we often think of her as, goddess of love and affection, but in mythology, she also plays a role as a warrior, as a goddess of warrior, and she does take on the image of Diana and the sort of the goddess of war as well. And so Venus can be gentle or she can be fierce, and you're going to get a taste of both of that this week. So Venus opposes Uranus, and there's an opposition forming that today, tomorrow, boy, will we feel it with Mercury retrograde. We're going to be like, what's coming out of the blue, B? Because it's going to feel like weird communications, things from the past. You're not certain, maybe the tone of a text. Maybe you're not certain the tone of an email, communications that come across where you're like, I'm surprised by that, or that felt surprising. And then Venus trines with Neptune, which gives us that illusion, that fall in love, that elusive romantic. I call it Love Actually. So if you ever saw the movie, that's the kind of vibe this week is like Love Actually. And it's funny because it would feel very much like confusing relationships, things from the past. Some of them work out, some of them don't, only for good reason. And so all of these communications are sort of just popping up. And so if you've got travel plans, or if you've got social plans, party plans, if you're expecting people to come in, if you're expecting these things, let things roll with it. I hope you got insurance and cancellation policies, and let changes just roll. And so if you're like, well, they were supposed to bring meatballs, not turkey, that's okay. Have the darn meatballs, okay? Because this energy is going to be a bit confused, a bit elusive. It does finally move on after Christmas. And going into the new year, we finally get out of the retrograde. We also have direct Chiron that will go direct. We'll have Jupiter going direct. So we're gonna have Mercury going direct. So we're gonna have some finally some answers and things moving forward. So this might be the time not to plan too much. So let's talk about the energy for each zodiac sign for the week. We're going to start with Aries and the energy for the week. And again, any of these messages apply to your sun, rising, or moon. You can listen to all three for an added message in that. And if you're a cross watcher, you could listen in on whoever you're cross watching on. And so the message for Aries this week, this next 7 days, the message is embrace your flaws and love them. Aries are reworking themselves. They're falling in love with themselves again. I say, Aries, put a picture of yourself when you're about 14 on your phone and tell that kid in the phone that you love them every day. This is about really falling in love with yourself again. This is about embracing your flaws, admitting to them, just saying, yeah, this is how I am. Love me anyway, And so this is going to be some big energy for you this week, is taking up that space and not apologizing for who you are. And if you have to demand things that you feel like you deserve, that's okay too, Aries. You can do that too. Is really trying to say, hey, I'm okay, and I'm allowed to, and I can, and I need to take up space because it's important to me. So remember that, Aries, this week when with your family. Okay, and then Aries, we have Taurus. We've got our magical little Tauruses. And this Venus-Uranus opposition very much impacts you, especially with Jupiter. And so little things can become big things very quick, Taurus. Remember that. Don't get too stuck on something. Don't get too hard set on something. And you might find that maybe a person from your past that you were hoping for would pop up again, or someone from your past you're hoping for pop up again. They might be taken. It might be bad timing. You might learn that they're not coming around, that maybe they're not interested. And so the message for you, for Taurus, is you are so much more than your output. You don't have to give everything and do everything to be liked or accepted. Sometimes you can just say no, Taurus. And I feel like you could still be loved. And you might find that you're getting a no this week from someone that you're hoping to get a yes from. Let it roll off your back. Okay. Don't hang on to it. Thank you, Tauruses, and lots of love there. And Geminis. Ooh, our sassy little Geminis. Let's see what's going on for Geminis. We've got Sag energy across from you, all in your house of partners. And so there's going to be lots going on there for you, maybe bubbling up a few surprises with that Venus, Uranus, and that Neptune, Venus. Ooh, I love it for Gemini. If you can dream it, you can make it happen, Gemini, this week. If you can imagine it, dream it, hey, you're thinking of making the most wicked gingerbread house, or you're like, I know just the appetizer for the party. This is the week. Dream it, make it. Now, with that dream it energy, that's that Neptune Venus trine, and that's for you. Lots of Pisces energy, which is really good for you. But this is not the time to start acting on it. This is time to start planning for those dreams. Put the vision board out. Get your goal list. Start putting together things you're wanting to accomplish or you're wanting to happen. Because I just feel like you're planting those seeds now for a fruition in 2024. Thank you, Geminis. Now we've got our little crabs, our little Cancerians. All right. Well, you know, Cancerians, I got to hang on to your hats because this next 6 weeks could be an interesting ride for you guys. You've got right now a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. You've got Pluto transiting through the 29th degree of your sign, finales. Mercury going back over old conversations. Then you've got Mars joining this whole mix, adding fire energy to everything. You've got this full moon next week in Cancer in your house of partnerships. So it feels like things could come to a head with your partner. Maybe there's an impasse. Maybe there's just, you're like, that's it. We need to have a conversation. And so that's going to be going on for you guys and your house of partnership. And the message today, the oracle message today for Cancerian in the next 7 days is be receptive to whatever is being offered to you. Be receptive. Offers could fall short. Offers could be different than you imagine. Offers could pull you outside of your comfort zone. They're little Cancerians, so keep that in mind for this next 7 days. And then we move to Leos, our spicy little Leos. Oh man, Leos, Aquarians, Scorpios, and Tauruses have all been going through those eclipses and feeling the heat and the pressure for their friends, their family, their partners, and they're just kind of sitting there as observers. And so the message for Leo, oh, I love this. Imposter syndrome is kind of universal. Don't stress about it. Leos, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Be yourself. Be your big-hearted, shiny, bold, big ego, big energy, big loving selves. This is a good time to not shrink. Don't be the shrinking violet to try to save grace with someone else. There could be offers that come to you that you need to keep hush hush, that maybe somebody else was thinking they should have got, or maybe thinking they should be that person, but they might come to you and you'll be given some secret information to mull over for the next couple of weeks. And it could come up this next week. So remember that. And so let's keep going. We've got Leos, we've got Virgos. We have our little Virgo energy, and we've got, you can be your hardest critic or your own best friend. Choose this week, Virgo. And especially with all this Venus, Neptune, and Uranus energy, surprising criticism, surprising challenges from your lovers or friends. Maybe you don't feel supported in certain times you thought you would have been. And don't let people's words get to you. Don't let people's offhanded comments. Remember, Mercury is retrograde. It's foot and mouth disease. People can say things that they didn't really mean. And I feel like Virgos can take this really personally, right to their gut of things. And I feel like be your own best friend. Reject any negative commentary. Return it to sender. Don't accept it. Find a place where you feel like you can rest and hide away for this Christmas holiday. And I feel like you'll come out feeling a bit renewed, a bit revived, and feeling good about that, Virgo. Libra, we got Libra energy. We've got Chiron about to go direct in Aries. It's Wounded Healer, House of Partnerships. We've got lots of bold energy showing up in Aries over the next 2 months. But this next week, you'll get taste of this, Libra. People popping up. You might get annoyed. You might feel annoyed with people. You might feel like, oh my gosh, what's going on with people? You might want to hide away and work on your own projects. You might want to focus on your own beauty, your house, decorating your clothes, making surrounding yourself with gifts or luxuries. A little self-care goes a long way there, my lovely Libras. You have the ability to create wonderful things. Don't waste it. Don't waste it this week, Libra. Scorpios, we have a message for Scorpio. It says you have everything it takes to dig deep. Yeah, with all this energy, Scorpio, going on with Venus and Uranus, your house of partnerships. Dig deep. This could be a bit of a solo time to you reflect on who you are, what you want relationships, and are they worthy of it? Is relationships worthy? Even if people come from your past, really question. Let's hope they come with an apology. Maybe they need to come with an apology before you let them back in your life, okay? Anyone, friends, family, lovers, anything like that. Remember, you deserved more. And if they're coming back for round 2 of this next few weeks, really reflect on if you want that energy back in or if you just want to fix it, let it go. All right, Sagittarians. And if you wouldn't be thinking it if it wasn't possible. Solving problems, Sagittarius. House problems, renovation problems, car problems, money problems. You're in solve mode. You're in I got to take care of business, solve my problems. Mercury's going to retrograde into your sign, giving you a second opportunity in a bit of a cazimi to allow you to come up with a solution you didn't with before, come up with a new idea that for an old problem, be able to find some new solutions to some old issues. And then, thank you, Sagittarius. Then we got Capricorns. Wow, Caps, lots is going on for you guys. I don't know. I feel like this is the last sort of thrust before Pluto's finally out of your sign for a good few months anyway. And you've got Mars coming to your sign, power, energy, aggression, assertive. You've got Mercury retrograding. So use your words wisely, Capricorn. You could eat them later. Ooh, I love this. So your ego is not in charge. Your spirit is. Listen to that instead, Capricorn. Yeah, don't get reactionary. Don't get your back up about things. People could be kind of getting your back up. And I feel like be careful with your words. You could eat them later, especially when that Mercury comes back to your sign. All right, Aquarians, message for Aquarians. To doubt is a spiritual act. Question, doubt, rebel, question authority, question what you're being told. Don't just take face value what everyone's saying to you, Aquarians. Really come up with your own ideas, your own thoughts, your own decisions of what you're going to do. So this next week particularly, because I feel like people are going to try to feed you a bunch of bull BS, and you're going to be like, no way. No, you got to think for yourself. Don't go outside for answers. Find them within what your higher self is telling you, what your gut is telling you. Now we've got Pisces energy, our 12th sign, Pisces. And this is this Venus energy amplified, trining you along with Neptune and Saturn, structures, restrictions. It's going to be like, boy, I want to party, but I can't. Boy, I want that new outfit, but I can't. Boy, I want to spend that money on something that's really pretty, but I can't. Boy, I want to escape, but I can't. So reality keeps kind of pushing you back in somewhere. They keep pushing you, pulling you back to some reality, which doesn't feel like much fun. And we don't need to compare our higher powers plan for us. We just need to allow it or comprehend it. We just need to allow it. Don't try to figure it all out. Try to allow for the bigger picture to unfold, because you guys, particularly with all this Neptune and Saturn energy, it feels murky. It feels like you got to watch for every detail. All right. All right. Especially this next week. Don't let the details slip by you. Whew, well, that's the 12 zodiac for the week. And I feel like we have KC in Virginia Beach, I believe. KC, hello.
Hey, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, I finally got to you. Now, we have a few minutes. So where would you like me to focus, Casey?
Okay, so for this past year or so, I've had a beautiful, spiritual, heart-centered, energetic connection with a man named Chris who lives in Australia. And in the last 3 months, everything has turned upside down through events that feel like they were out of his control and out of mine. Anyway, so my question is, my heart's sad right now because he can't communicate and share the way we used to. And I want to know if things will resolve for us, like soon or when, or if we're meant to still be on a path of love and support and working together.
Okay. Do you mind sharing the day and month of your birthday?
Yeah, it's 10/1/1963.
Oh, Libra. And do you know your Australian lover's birthday?
I do, September 19th.
Okay, so we have Libra and Virgo energy. Now, let's go to your Virgo for a moment. The confusion, we've got Pisces in Virgo in their house of partnership. We've got Neptune and Saturn. So that Pisces energy, that elusive energy. We've got Venus that's oppositional to Uranus and then trining Neptune. I feel like maybe that Virgo might be doubting, though not the amount of work it takes for this partnership to be real. Like they might be like, oh, it's just taking too much energy, time. It's taking too, like, it's not going as fast as I'd like it to. It's not going in the direction I'd like it to. And so Virgos tend to clam right up. Where see Libras, once they're pursuing and they're in, they're like, let's follow this through to the end. Let's really explore and talk about and look at these, where Virgos really need that physical action, physical commitments, physical touch, all of those types of things. And I feel like because of the oppositions that have kind of happened, I'm not surprised over the last 3 months, because both those planets that I had mentioned were retrograde for those months, last few months, and just stationed to went
Well, what
direct.
happened was, can I just give you a quick update? So
Sure.
he just announced that his partner is 4 months pregnant, but he was pursuing me and courting me like all these last 3 months. So it seems like he didn't even know. So and that's why like everything's like off between us. I was never the one pursuing him romantically. I just wanted to be a friend and work with him and support each other, like, on a clean space, because he has a partner. He's the one that always was like coming on to me for this romantic, fiery connection. But I was the one nurturing it with action, and he was the one kind of just expecting me to show up. So that's where I'm confused. Like I get he's frustrated because it has been a long time, but he's never reached out. He's never sent me messages. Like I don't feel like he's owning his part. Like we were nourishing each other deeply through Zoom classes and things like that. But so basically he feels like I'm the one that dropped the ball.
Okay, so just to clarify, because I heard a lot there. So what I'm saying to you is this: he likes the physical connection. He's a Virgo. That's what he craves. So you having these supportive spiritual and conversation pieces are nice, but his expression is going to be the physical. So him having a partner who's now pregnant while he's pursuing relationships with you tells me he's pursuing the physical relationship, not the spiritual or the intellectual. And that you come in that point because you're a Libra and you're all about serenity, harmonizing, creating peaceful souls. You want to build relationship through the spirit and the intellectual, but not Virgo. Virgos are physical. And with both of his house of partners, like his house of partnership is Pisces, and with both of those planets retrograde and now going direct and slow as molasses in January, he'll still be around. Like he could still have this pregnant partner, and he's still going to reach out to you. Even if you're like, no, this can't work because you're not available, he's still going to reach out to you because he's still craving, because you're able to create a sense of belonging, and people really get drawn to you for that. You're able to talk to them. You're able to pull them in some sort of relationally or understanding.
Correct.
You understand them. And so they automatically.
Yeah, no, he's seen me do my work and he was in awe of it. And I've always felt like we have a destiny to work together and create programs together. So, but it was a shock to him that his partner became pregnant, and I think she did because she knew that he wanted to leave, and so now, so that's where I'm just confused. Are we meant to have a resolution to our connection, or is he just choosing the path with her, and I'm gone, out of sight, out of mind? Like, I don't know what he's doing with all that love that he had in his heart for me.
I feel like he's still going to be around. He's still going to seek out your intellectual and spiritual connection because it's strong. It's strong.
It's
But
very strong.
yeah,
It's huge.
I'm not denying that. That's new for him. What I'm saying is that he needs that physical connection, and because you two might be in different places, like logistically, um, uh, I don't know. I don't know that you're necessarily going to go to where he is or he's going to go to where you are. So I feel like it comes to an impasse. And I got to be honest, I feel like he's being kind of lazy in all of this. It's bugging me a little bit. He's being a bit lazy. Like he's waiting for you to figure it all out. That bothers me a bit because I feel like he has to be doing a bit of work about spiritually exactly what he wants because he gives you mixed messages. He's chasing you. He does this, it's that. I don't know. I feel like he actually has to be clearer. It's not in your court, it's in his. Thank you.
Right. He expects me to just show up to all
Yeah,
his
that's what I'm
stuff,
saying.
but
It's not,
but
it's in his court.
that's not cool. That's not cool. So I laid back. He has to approach me. He wants me in his life and he values who I am. He has to approach me. And he hasn't done that. And yet I feel like what you're saying, which I agree with, he's upset that it's taken so long. Well, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he wants you
what
to
is,
do the work.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. And that's just it. Like, I feel like he's upset that it's taken so long, but I don't feel like he's met me where I've met him.
No, no, he hasn't. He hasn't met you there. I feel like he needs, I'm going to stay with you to the end of my show because I only have like 5 minutes left. So I'm going to spend them with you. Okay. Is that okay, Casey?
Bless you. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you
let's
so
do
much.
it. Let's do it,
It's
girl.
just it's heavy
Let's do
on
it.
my
You're
heart,
fine.
and I just want the good energy back between us. I don't even care that his wife's pregnant. I'm not put off by that. I've always felt like we just have this love for each other, and there's a lot of joy in supporting that and sharing our spiritual gifts in action to the world. And I don't know if that path is over now that he's chosen, you know,
He didn't choose that. He
to
said
stay
that
with
to
her.
you. He said he didn't choose it. He said he didn't choose that. He said she wound up pregnant. Well, they had sex. Okay, so he did choose that part. But and sometimes people have babies at the worst times in the relationships, right? Because they see it as a way to add new energy, how to fix that. I feel like I bet you if you withdrew your spiritual protection for him and you withdrew your prayers for him, and just you don't have to, you're not sending him anything negative, but if you consciously withdrew that energy that you send to him every day, he'd feel it right away. He'd be calling you in about 3 days. He'd feel it right away. So he's highly aware of it. You two have strong spiritual, intellectual, you have this chemistry in the spirit. I feel like you could do these things together. He has some physical choices to make. And I'm going to tell you, with transits with Virgo, and all this energy in Pisces, that illusion he's creating right now, while those planets were retrograde a few months ago, and now it's an illusion that's going to come back to haunt him. It's an illusion that he's created now with this baby coming, with his partner, that this is the, like, you're talking like there's a finale. I'm laughing because I'm like, there's no finale. There's no finale to this relationship. The reason being is because this is just part of his journey. Him with the partner and the child is not a forever thing. This is just a part of his journey that this child is meant to come into the world. This child's really important in terms of him passing his gifts down. But in terms of the spiritual connection between the two of you, and will it come back around? Yes, it will. I feel like um, between now and 2027, Chiron, and I'm going to get to this part, Chiron will be leaving Aries. And it's important because that is in your house of partnership, Libra. And Chiron, I keep calling it Chiron because I'm Canadian. Chiron is what what I guess the rest of the world says, is wounded healer. And here you are with the spiritual connection with them, healing them. They came to you a bit behind their soul journey. They were maybe a bit lagging behind, and you and your connection were able to pull them ahead very quickly, pull them into your timeline. I still feel like it's a strong connection. They have some life choices they need to make, but you right now, you can only observe. You can't, because right now you have this energy where partners that come into your life, romantic, business, however you operate with them, you're healing them. You're
Right. Yeah,
you're
I've always
sharing
been
energy.
a profound healer. Like spirit always has me show up in people's lives at critical points to help them stay on their, divine path. But then I always am left feeling like, okay, that's great. I'm happy to serve, but like, I would like something to work out where I'm not left brokenhearted. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that it's a lonely road. Service to spirit and sharing God, Jehovah, Yahweh's love and light, and in service to spirit does leave us sometimes feeling alone, because it is a very lone soul journey, because you see the light in other people. A lot of the relationships you've been getting into have been healing relationships. So I'm going to say, the work that you might need to do is to pull back the healing on the romantic partnerships, or ones that come into the romantic realm. And like I said, if you withdraw that healing energy, he'll feel it right away. And I just feel like
I am withdrawn. He's not getting my energy right now because I'm just like, I can't be in that. Like, I can't answer that. Like, that's not healthy for me. I don't have judgment, and I miss him. Yeah. But
pull back that energy, because he's going to come around when he's in a place where he can reciprocate and give it back to you. That's what you're actually needing. I'm going to wind up my show. I've got about 10 seconds left. I'm going to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for joining me this week. We're going to see you next week for a full show of predictions for 2024 for each of the signs. Have a great week.